This fun restore find is a true gem in need of a little TLC. We love the lines of this piece. We want to freshen it up, giving it a modern touch with some color blending, while keeping the ornate style of this piece and adding more character with our embossing paste to add some raised texture. Follow along to recreate this look. When starting any furniture makeover, you'll want to take some time to really degrease and clean your piece using our TSP Alternative. Mix up the solution and wipe it down to make sure that it's free of dirt and grease. Then you can move on to your next step. On the top of this piece, there's an old sticker that is stuck to the surface. The best way to remove this sticky residue is by using our Odorless Solvent. It's also great for removing wax. Let's start painting. When doing a color blending technique, I love to use contrasting colors. 2 to 3 colors is preferred. I'm starting off this piece by applying a coat of Homestead blue. Then for my second coat, I'm going to be using a mixture of Renfrew blue and Azure, and this is where I'm going to start working on my color blending. Color blending is super easy with Fusion Mineral Paints. You can either use a wet brush with a spray bottle and water for a more subtle change, or you can use a dry brush, which will give you a larger, more drastic difference. Here we're using Renfrew blue and Azure. We're going to slowly start color blending by using a spray bottle. We wet the paint and then just blend our brush back and forth. This blending technique can be done with any brush. Here I'm using the Staalmeester Pointed Sash brush. This really helps me to get into the edges and blend beautifully. I wanted to update the hardware with a fresh look using our metallic and champagne. Make sure your hardware is cleaned with TSP Alternative first. Odorless solvent may be required if the hardware has any grease on it. Once it's clean, just paint right onto the metal. Fusion Mineral Paint adheres very well without a primer. We needed 2 coats of the metallic champagne to give full coverage. To add a little more effect on the raised edges, we did a dry brush technique just to really show off all the curves and details of this beautiful piece. A great tip, just make sure that your brush is almost dry, dab off most of the paint, and just gently brush along the raised edges. I'm tying the entire piece together by using the same color that I used on the hardware, our metallic champagne. To add a little more dimension to this piece and really take it to the next level, we decided to use our Pearl Embossing Paste to create a raised pattern through a stencil. It's incredibly easy to use. This water-based product can even be custom tinted to any color just by adding a little bit of Fusion Mineral Paint and mixing. It dries to a durable, hard finish and adds character to any piece. Now that I've run my embossing paste through my stencil, I want to add a little bit more color and variation. So I'm going to take a little bit of Renfrew blue and a little bit of Azure and a little Homestead and just lightly dab around. Then using a paint stick, I pull away through all the excess. And lifting off my stencil, I reveal a beautiful, perfect edge raised embossing. In just a couple of hours, with a few accenting products, this piece is returned back to its glory. It'll be beautiful in a gorgeous sitting room and a real conversation piece.